Complete rigorous requirements in Test Modeler. Design and engineer better requirements at speed. Creating good requirements has always been a challenge in the software development lifecycle. In our more traditional waterfall methodologies, they're often out of date, they're hard to maintain, they can contain many ambiguities, and often they're incomplete. Within the new world of Agile, where there are user stories, they can often be fragmented, fast changing, and can rapidly become out of date, adding to technical debt. Test Modeler can enable you to build visual flowcharts of the exact system specifications and receive continuous feedback while generating and executing your tests. This will enable you to avoid time loss to misinterpretation and undetected bugs, reduce time and scope creep within your sprint cycles, build specifications much faster, and also continuously improve the systems by encapsulating fast-flowing change requests. So let's jump in and take a look at a demo. In this example, we're going to be thinking about an ATM machine, and we have a very simple requirement here. As a banking customer, I want to go to an ATM and withdraw money so that I can have some physical cash to pay for things in the real world. Okay, so we're in Test Modeler, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come in and create a new model. And this model is going to be for our ATM machine. We're going to create a requirement model. We can set some assignees, states and priorities if we like. And now what we're asked is if we want to import an existing requirement. Now we could come in here and just start from scratch. We can open that up. It gives us a skeleton model containing, as a persona, I want to perform an action so that the benefit. And I could come in now and I could edit this model and I could start spanning out all my routes. Now, what we showed you earlier was we already have a specification, which we can use to get going. And what we're going to do is we're just going to paste this in here and click Create Model. And what Test Modeler is going to do is it's going to analyze that text. It's going to split it out and create a model from that initial specification that we give. And we'll see here we've got these 3 blocks. Now, this is very basic. And we're just thinking about one kind of journey through the system here, which is quite vague. And immediately, just by looking at this model, I can see that this is not covering many routes or much of my actual requirement here, which I may have. There's a lot of depth between, if I'm a customer or not. There's depth here between how I can withdraw the money, what the different options are, and perhaps every time I should not be able to get cash, or there will be different levels of cash that I can receive from this ATM machine. Now what we've spent a little bit of time doing is breaking down each of these aspects into different components. And these are reusable sub-processes in Test Modeler. The first one we're looking at here is to authenticate into the ATM machine. So the user enters a credit card, they can enter a correct PIN when they end up authenticated, or they enter an incorrect PIN and the card is returned to the user. We can then follow through here. We have another component for the menu structure. Now this component assumes that the user has logged in already and the user is presented on the ATM menu screen. And we're going to have 2 options within our ATM machine. They can either withdraw money or they can deposit money. At the moment we're just going to focus on this one scenario here where they can withdraw money from their bank account. The third component is the actual withdrawal process. Here the withdrawal menu is shown. The user can type in the amount that they want to withdraw, and based off of that, cash is either dispensed or an error message is shown. Cash is only dispensed if they have the credit available to them. If they enter an incorrect amount or an amount more than the total balance, they will be presented with an error message. So these make up the different components that we are supporting in our ATM machine. Now next what we've done is we have brought these components together to create our different scenarios. So here we have our authenticate component, our ATM menu, which is going to go through our withdraw money. And then in here, we've got our withdraw money process embedded. And this formulates our scenario here, our requirement for withdrawing money from the ATM. Now within Test Modeler, we have hooked our model up to Jira using our connectors that we have available. And this allows us to map into any Jira repository and other requirement tools. And you can define a mapping of different custom fields and various different aspects between the fields that exist in your Jira environment and those which exist within the Test Modeler instance. And you'll see here we have provided a little description for the model and we've set the priority to medium here. Now once we're ready we can come in and do a generate, And this generate is going to go away and generate the different scenarios through our model. And you'll see here we've got 2 valid and we've got 2 invalid here. We've got the one where we withdraw more money than the balance, we withdraw the total balance, and we've got 2 error ones when we're withdrawing less than an acceptable amount or when we're withdrawing more than the total balance. Now what I can do is I can come in and I can do an export here, and what this is going to do is a full synchronization operation where it's going to go and take these 4 scenarios and it's going to go and publish them into our Jira instance as user stories. Now we'll see this is complete. We'll come back to the home screen here. We'll look at our links. We've got 5 requirements that have been created, and if we open this link up and take a look, what we'll see here is we have an ATM withdrawal task. We've got a description here of the underlying process, but then we have 5 subtasks available here for each of our separate components. So here we'll see one of the ones for an error message when withdrawing less than £20. Now this is a full synchronization operation, so we can go into any of these sub-processes and edit them, and we can hit the synchronize button and we can push and pull any changes to and from Jira along the way. If you'd like to keep learning about Test Modeler, you can visit testmodeler.io to start your free trial today. On the website you can also book a live demo with one of our consultants. If you'd like to learn more about Curiosity Software, you can head to curiositysoftware.ie for a range of resources, ebooks and webinars. Thanks for watching this video.